Hi everyone, this is a clip that's been sent in by John, as you can probably tell, and we're going to be looking at his decisions on why he didn't overtake this cyclist. First of all, I'd like to point out that this is a 30 miles an hour limit, and I'd like to keep an eye on John's speed at the bottom of the screen, because that's crucial to some of his decisions. Next, I'd like you to think of the classic 3 factors on deciding whether you should overtake. Is it safe? Is it legal? And is it worth it? In this first scenario with the lights being on red, it definitely wasn't worth it. Now it's definitely not safe. The right lane's turning right, so that means we've only got one lane going ahead. There won't be enough room to pass comfortably. And don't forget, we need to leave cyclists at least 1.5 meters at this 30 miles an hour limit. I also like the distance John follows the cyclist throughout the clip. First of all, there's enough time to stop if the cyclist just came off, and he's not so far away that he would lose any opportunity if it presented itself.
100 yards, keep right, then keep left.
Another good decision not to pass the cyclist through a junction. John's sat-nav has told him he's going to be keeping left shortly, so obviously it's not worth it. If we look at the speed as well, the cyclist is going at a fair rate of knots. That's good going, and any overtake to then turn left would have to be completed without interrupting the flow of the cyclist. And it was a good job John didn't go past, because the cyclist's position there to bear round to the right wasn't brilliant.
After 200 yards, keep left, then turn left.
And again, with the sat-nav telling John he's turning left shortly, with the buses, with the shopping area that presents potentially more risk, it's a good shout for holding back again. And even if John had have used lane 2 and forced past, look at the colour of the lights up ahead. They're still on red. It's not worth it still. Please let me know in the comments whether you also think this action by the cyclist is safe, legal and worth it. Although he can fit through on this left side, is he then just causing all the cars to maybe potentially overtake him again and put him at danger? In the end, it doesn't affect anything, but is that mentality exactly the same that we're trying to correct in motorists? In this situation, there's less room and the cyclist decides to hold back. John's picked up a nice commanding position that gives him options. But when he sees the road narrows, again, he holds back. Brilliant. This next bit, unfortunately, is less than brilliant. We've got in excess of 22 meters to the stop line at the lights. We're only doing 14 miles an hour, but the cyclist decides to continue and jump the red. I know some cyclists are already going to be starting to type that it doesn't affect anyone. But hopefully I'm going to be able to change a few minds with this. I've already said many times in many videos that if a motorist kills a cyclist, they've got to live with this for the rest of the time. But there are a few other things that this clip can highlight. For example, the small black car that's just beyond the furthest red light. Their eye line is looking straight towards John, who's got his dipped headlights on because of the darkness. That cyclist may be missed. And the car may pull out. The next problem comes from this car on the right hand side that's doing its late turn. I'm not necessarily saying it's the same with this junction, but it can be a problem. When John's lights changed, this car on the right has then got to wait a little longer before it can clear. And in that time, the cars from the left hand side may very well be already on the way. Now again, at this junction, nothing happens, but if you replace the car on the right with a cyclist who's waiting to turn right, and someone comes quickly from the left hand side, which looks as though it's got a decline as well, and you've got potentially a fatality. Everything that we do on the roads should follow this safe, legal and worth it mantra, and never put your own progress down the road ahead of this. Remember, drive like John. Keep safe everyone, and I hope to see you soon.